Hi everyone, good morning. How are we all doing? I hope all is well with you. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back. So this hour we are going to go through a post that our brother Honorable Christopher Okenwa made. You know how we do it here because I'm one of those that love reading from that our brother because he's making a whole lot of sense. And I think we all are gonna learn something from this. Okay, I believe the post is worth sharing, and I believe that there's something to grab from it. In case if you don't know who Christopher is, he is one of the top people in USB government as we speak. Honorable Christopher is one of the person that many Biafran actually love. They everybody like him, including myself, because he's a very gentle and very quiet person, always making a whole lot of sense. So he made a post that I would like us to go through it. But before then, please do me a favor. Make sure you like the video and share it to many platforms of your choice. Very important that you do so. And to some of you that love to, maybe you want to know who am I talking about, maybe you are not used to who Christopher is, I'm going to, for the benefit of this video, I'm going to share his picture to you at this moment. Let me get him up so that you can see who we're talking about. And that is Christopher for you. Like the person you are seeing here, okay, as you are watching it, I think the left corner, okay, left hand side, okay, before him there you now see the three Ibrahim Traore and the other people, the president of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. He's the one that is at edge of your at your left hand side, while PM is one at your right hand side, as you can see on the screen. Now I have to present my picture in replacement of his position so that you know who I'm talking about, who I talked about. He is the Christopher. Christopher is somebody that many Biafrans, many people cherish so much. Now, that this post that he made that I think is worth sharing, like I said, this is what you have now on your screen. So we're going to go through this post together. And before then, like I said, don't forget to like the video and share it. Comment and tell us what you think about what the video is all about. Now, let's go there. Here is the post. All right. Here is the post that he made. And he said, I believe my voice is coming out. I believe everything is all right. Please let me reconfirm again before we proceed, but I don't want to. Okay, I think everything is well positioned. Everything is well positioned. So let's go there. The Nigerian regime, a toxic mix of jihadist supremacists and Western-backed puppets, is carrying out a deliberate, systematic genocide against the people of Biafra. Their primary targets: children, women, and every young Biafran man with the potential to fight back. They brand these youth IPOB terrorists or unknown gunmen, then slaughter them in stage raids, stage raid, midnight abduction, and extrajudiciary executions, while the world pretend not to notice. All right, everything he said now is spot on. Like we all know, if you are in doubt, please, I will recommend the Amnesty International platform on X to you, so you can go and see things for yourself. This is not a random violence. It is a calculated program to decapitate the future of Biafran fighting force before it fully matures. Do you understand what that means? This is not a random violence like somebody say maybe, is that coincidentally something happened, they did this, they did that, it was the blue moon. No, but it is a calculated program to decapitulate the Biafran fighting force, because they know that a time to fight, a time to this kind of is coming. The same regime that armed and shelled herdsmen, militias, Boko Haram, and others, responsible for thousands of Christian deaths, in bracket, turned into guns on unarmed unarmed Biafrans. They turn its gun on armed Biafrans, people who are not even agitating, people that they may be playing football, going out to fetch water, like we saw from the Asawana in Imo State some time ago. A guy that was going to somewhere to fetch water with his motorbike was stopped and tortured and tied on that motorbike and carried his body in that motorbike, dragging it on the floor and all that shenanigans, just to blackmail the guy, label the person IPOB terrorist. Do you get it now? So because they have to provoke to know what you will do. They turn their gun on armed Biafran civilians the moment they demand self-determination. Not only that, even sometimes you are just going out, your activities, going to your job and all that, they will stop that person and label that person one or two things just to get rid of the person. They will not stop. Abuja and its foreign sponsors want a week perpetually payable Africans. They want to make sure that they get everything, at their hands to control everything. Abuja sponsor could be, I don't want to start mentioning country, but look at what is happening in Benin. Somebody told Tinubu to go and strike Benin, and the Tinubu did not even remember to consult the Senate, and they carried it out. So he said they will not stop. Abuja and its foreign sponsors want a week perpetually payable African, a successful and independent Biafran would charter that plan and inspire genuine liberation across the continent. That is why the extermination campaign intensifies every year. Remember, 3 years ago, we were told, and you may ask Google, who formed Ibubago. You'll find out that Buhari and Britain, that is another way to get rid of Biafra, to reduce Biafran population, to reduce their youth and weaken them. That's what we try to say by weaken, what they want. If they want to weaken everything and all that, by using their brother to fight against their brother. Biafrans are resisting with whatever means they have, but the resistance alone will not end this genocide. If the Nigerian regime and its backers refuse to cease the killings, the eviction, the ethnic cleansing, and the jihadist land grabbers, then the equation is simple. Strike them hard from the north and northwest. Biafran will bring the hammer from the east, crush the population, jihad, genocidal projects once and for all, and let free African nation rise. Let free African nation rise. Let free African nation rise. There is no peaceful coexistence with a regime that baths in the blood of your children. Either they stop or you stop them. Africa will either act or watch its future be strangled. Choose. It is now in your court. Which of them do you want? Choose. Decide on what to do. Are you going to watch and wait and look at them, or did they just exterminate you forever? Is that what you want? The choice is yours. Very, very simple. But look at what I want to say here. Despite all this punchline that this our brother touched here, remember the reason why Finland decided to do Toto Gaga, trying to show their muscle, is just to get this kind of thing going, reduce, weaken African, do this and do that, because they know that our people love to fight each other. Once they plant that seed of discord, you'll be busy fighting your brother. You'll be busy dragging something that you don't even need to talk about, something that you already know, that if you reverse it on them, they're not going to accept it. Then themselves will reject it totally. But why are they pushing that on you? Because they want to gain something, understanding that they know that once they allow you, you are going to stand tall, and maybe you cause problem to them to make and suck your natural resources. They know how to create puppets from in our midst. They don't joke with it. Normally, or before now, it happened only within Nigerian circle. From speaking from our own side of the story, as another African country, you may have a different story from what I have. Like the story I have is that Ojukwu and Gowon went abroad to negotiate regional government for the fact that that did not suit the West well, and they don't want to come out publicly to condemn it. They have to use the nearest puppets to carry out the agenda, and it has been happening for them for years. Now, just that Benin Republic experienced Q. I'm not a promoter of Q, but any country that know it may be, look at Burkina Faso today, under the so-called democracy or civilian regime, and what you have now in Burkina Faso, which of them do you think, as a Burkina, what do you think? Which of them do you think is more stable and more reliable? Is it the regime you have now, or the one you had before under civilian? Sometimes when you think that the military regime is not good, it depends on who is ruling. It depends on the coordination and the the determination to get things. Your vision as a leader. A visionary leader will not allow their own people to go through this kind of marginalization and manipulation. What is the job of French in Africa? What have they done in years they colonized Africans together with Britain? The problem of African is European. I'm sorry to say that, but that is not the fact. Because many countries that are colonized by Britain or in France, they are not doing well, and they don't expect them to do well tomorrow. Because the interest of those countries is what matters to them. And since they know that individually, many African leaders love to manipulate and hijack and show their criminal skills, they will help you to give you that chance to loot and to cheat your people. You get it? So, as an African leader who agreed to open door for them to use your people the way they want, as long as they will like you, they will allow you to save your money in their country, loot all they care. Just do anything you want to do and allow them to do what they will do, it like trade by barter. Many African leaders have been like that. And once you oppose them, they will use an opposition party to deal with you. In other words, those countries are not actually independent because people controlling them are those ones that we are seeing today. Russia is now in Africa, just a kind of revenge because all these countries understand what is going on, but they don't want to jeopardize other people's livelihood. But now, because of what is going on in Ukraine, and Russia says, okay, I know the source of strength of French. We are going to deal with them. That's why you have Burkina Faso now, and you have doing very well, very, very, very well. Always show interest. The interest of Russia is because of what is going on in Ukraine, and they want to teach France a lesson. They also want to teach Europeans a lesson. If you continue this way, that we're going to advance what you want. We are going to prove to you that we know where your strength is coming from. Without Africa, you are nothing. And that's why their presence in Africa as we speak. Long may it continue because Africa needs total liberation. Total liberation. Not only Nigeria, not only Biafra, everybody. It depends on what is holding you down. And the moment you realize this, the better it's better for you. I said in the video that we published earlier today, I'm gonna say it again. I'm begging those who claim they are looking for recognition in Washington DC, having handshake anyhow. Remember to tell us also the interest that you are presenting to them, because I believe that you are more. I don't think because I know you are not doing anything though. But if you're actually doing something, you have to present the interests of those countries, like American interests in Biafra. You cannot tell them that this idea of if you help us to be free, that the terrorism threat against the West, we will curtail it from our end. It's part of it, but it's not good enough. And we have natural resources. Learn how to present it to them, if it's possible. Left for me alone, I don't mind giving America access to natural resources for 30 years or even 50 years, as long as I am free. You get the point? Because I cannot stand, from my name now to Abdul Karim. And this Abdul Karim that you have been wearing your kaftan, this white cloth, and tying my bed sheet, growing my beard, wearing jump pump, and standing out with my kettle and mat. I can't honestly. Even look at your daughter will be covering your daughter, your mother, your sisters will be, tying themselves like all these Hey, I don't understand. Honestly, I'm not a fan of that. And that is why each time I see some of our brothers that don't see this kind of thing, I feel so bad. I feel so bad because I know that most of them are saying what they're saying without knowing the implication. Finland gave access because of interest. Finland gave access because of interest. And I just pray that in as much as we all know that Nigeria is pregnant, I pray that let it deliver the baby as soon as possible. God bless you, and make sure you like the video. Let me know what you think about all this, and take care of yourself. See you again. Bye bye for now. Bye bye. Take